Your team sucks. Your team sucks. Believe it or not, it's sucking a duck. A duck, it sucks. It sucked a duck. Your team sucks. You're watching. Your team sucks.
Yeah, we're live.
We're recording that, right?
Hey, everybody. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Your Team Sucks with your hosts, Brock Riney, Phil Clay, and Aaron Smith. And Peter Alden is remote right now trying to find the extra G in Nigeria. Say hello, fellas.
Hello, fellas. It's like I'm sitting in the room and Phil isn't talking.
Oh, we're supposed to talk?
What do we do now?
Especially you.
I didn't realize
Did I miss the part where we did this?
Yeah.
Oh. This timing is terrible. So, guys, sports, huh?
Denver Gold.
That's kind of what I thought.
Super Bowl prediction.
So, how's everybody? How's everybody doing?
Who got relegated? I can't remember.
For what?
I need to know who's in contention for the Super Bowl.
Oh, Oakland got relegated. Then Brock subsequently bet that they were going to make the playoffs.
They got relegated to San Antonio, right?
Yeah, they're going to beat the Spurs, I think, in the first round of the playoffs.
Although from a coloring and branding perspective, the silver and black does kind of match up. Just saying.
Yeah.
Gotta say, this is going swimmingly.
This is way less weird in
The
person.
timing on this is terrible. It's terrible because, like, you can't hear each other in any sort of real amount of time, so you're having to, like, constantly figure out who's going to say what next. And then there's the delay, like I'm a Channel 8 fucking weather anchor.
No, we're just not saying anything. Phil, you usually
Awesome.
run the point rather than sitting there and staring at like
Well,
this
they
for
usually have
30
something
seconds
to
at a
talk
time.
about. Let's see. So, what's going on in sports shit? We've got,
Let's talk MLB trade deadline.
yeah, that thingy.
Things happen today.
Ray Rice, Mike Tysoning women in elevators. We got that.
And apparently,
Allegedly.
the guy who, Jamie Foxx, is now going to play Mike Tyson in a Mike Tyson movie. Not that has never been done before.
That's kind of interesting. Like, if you're making a Mike Tyson movie, let's start there.
Start with the guy who's 5'8".
Well, whatever. Mike Tyson's only like 5'9", isn't he?
But also start with a black guy.
Okay, I feel like they're doing a pretty good job in casting so far on your criteria.
Well, I wanted to give kudos where kudos was due. Okay,
So-
Step one,
Nailed it.
done.
I would have gone
Nailed it.
Liam Neeson and been wrong on both parts. Yeah.
So,
The
but
voice would have been wrong. The hair would have been wrong. The height
trying
would
to
have
make
been
it
wrong.
based on like all of Mike
I'm
Tyson
gonna murder your children.
from like 1990 until or 88 or whenever he got big until now. So what the hell do you make a Mike Tyson movie about? Like, do you go through the rape scenes or what do you do?
Oh,
I think
that's
they'll have to go through
late
like,
third act.
What was that, Aaron?
I said that's got to be that's not till late third act.
Yeah, this is definitely post second intermission.
I mean, you got it. There's an ear-biting thing. There's the upset from Buster Douglas. There's the.
That's all still late. Yeah, they're going to start early on that movie.
So you think it's the like 15-year-old coming up hard?
Yeah.
No, go farther back. Fourth grader beating up the mailman. I think that's where they open it up. Yep.
I think that's Jamie Foxx's real story.
Well, it could be too, I guess. Someone got really mad they didn't win the Publishers Clearinghouse like sweepstakes.
No, the sweepstakes.
Sweepstakes. You know, however many sweepstakes are out there today.
In the South, in the poorer areas of America, it's the sweepstakes.
Sweepstakes.
Right.
Sweepstakes.
Yes.
You know, so shoes that have wheels on them.
No. Sweepstakes. It doesn't involve money at all. You just get a large cake if you
It's a
win.
dessert. Yeah.
Made by a guy named Sweeps. Oh, hey, happy birthday. Here's your sweepstakes.
You can't. You are 0.25 of a beer in and can't say sweepstakes. What's wrong with you? What kind of an American cannot pronounce sweepstakes?
I made a fantastic, delicious blueberry beer braised short ribs today, and it was absolutely amazing. And that may be why I'm half drunk.
That sounded like 3 different dishes.
Blueberry beer.
Short ribs.
Blueberry beer braised short ribs.
Okay,
beer braised. They're beer braised.
But it was a blueberry beer.
Blueberry beer.
Yeah, wild blue.
Are you sure it wasn't a sauerkraut blueberry beer pancake salad bowl braised thing?
It sounds like I won a sweepstakes.
Red's Apple Ale.
We were actually thinking about doing that the next time. Doing it for like the Red's Apple Ale.
Okay.
Could be good, I don't know.
So, do we want to try the thing that Peter was talking about, that he says left, right, and center?
So do I take my pants off now, or?
Yeah, I mean, we can, except that I don't know that we can manipulate the order our shits is in.
What's left, right order now?
He talked about giving a particular topic, and then one of us represents the left side, one of us represents the right side, one represents center. So in the example of, say, the Ray Rice thing, it says, Ray Rice suspension for 2 games. What do you think? One person takes left, right, center. Left being,
I'll be Stephen A. Smith, like, bitch had it coming.
That would be, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right is, it was probably too much. This is America. He wasn't proven guilty, that kind of thing. Center, which is probably Phil. He's like, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, he punched a bitch.
Yeah. I don't have opinion about anything. I've got 1 beer and a water.
I've seen no video evidence of him landing a blow.
Only a
I haven't seen the video of what happened in that elevator. What do you think? She knocked herself out?
Hey, where was the elevator? Where was it?
In Atlantic City?
Yeah. You're going to tell me that there's no video of Brock
out in Atlantic City?
You're saying there's no video of Brock being passed out in an elevator being carried out of it that had nothing to do with it?
Not in Atlantic City. I've never been to Atlantic City.
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny the presence of this video.
And neither you nor I had a press conference apologizing for our behavior if Brock passed out on his own.
I would apologize for my wife's behavior in that case as well.
I would say if I passed out on an elevator, the bitch still had it coming.
The elevator is in this case.
Wait, are you the bitch, Brock, in this scenario?
No, I'm imagining that I passed out and then hit someone while falling, you see.
No.
Like motion.
I thought we were assuming that it was a female elevator.
It's a female elevator, you see.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, God.
Saying that that's also the first time I've been inside of a woman.
Night, everybody. Phil's go-to.
All right, it's trade deadline real quick. What do you guys want to talk about? Big moves, obviously. Oakland A's obviously look like they're playing to win.
Everyone thought Tampa Bay was a contender except for their GM.
Yeah, I think they actually made out relatively well from what I could tell. I obviously still haven't gotten the full details of what the trade was. But it was a 3-way trade where Price went to Detroit. Detroit's obviously all in, just like the A's are. You can tell those two are really gunning after each other hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
But I think kind of the biggest thing that I took away from it was the Lester trade from the Red Sox, along with Johnny Gomes, over to the A's, and the Red Sox actually getting back Yoenis Cespedes.
Yeah,
I think that actually was the best trade made in the entire, right before the trade deadline, because both teams really benefited hardcore. Johnny Gomes is going to be a good platoon center fielder for the A's. Obviously, Lester adds yet another arm to that already really, really good starting 5. But Cespedes is going to go to a better hitter's ballpark, which the A's is obviously not known for the Coliseum. And with that short left field porch, and this is a guy who hit 31 home runs in 2 rounds in the home run derby. I mean, I think what he did right then when he got moved is he just raised what his value is going to be by $5 to $6 million, just by how many more home runs he's going to hit there, because he's a free agent at the end of 2015.
Cespedes is?
Yeah.
Well,
So
I think,
the A's are basically renting Lester, but Cespedes has an extra year.
and for that specific reason, it seems like the Red Sox came out on top just because Lester's already come out and said that he's just going to go right back to the Red Sox anyway.
Right.
So, I mean,
Which I guess they're still absorbing some risk because he doesn't have to come through on that promise.
that's correct. He doesn't necessarily have to, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Aaron, I think you're right. I think he's already come out and said pretty blatantly that he's going to go right back to Boston, and
Which is why
Boston,
it makes it so much more surprising from Billy Bean's perspective for me that this is obviously a we're going to win this year, this postseason move, which is not it's completely flies in the face of what he does on a regular basis.
but I think he's actually had to amend whatever he's done over the last 10 years to adopt a little bit more of a modern baseball thing. Ever since everybody started picking up the sabermetrics part of it, people have gotten a little bit wiser, so he realizes that his window is going to be shortened. And I'll be honest with you, if he doesn't win this year, I won't be surprised if he's not out as the GM at the end of the year.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they've put all their cards in at this part. They've given away half of the farm system at this point. They'd have to start all the way back over. You're looking at a 3 to 5 year build over because approximately 6 or 7 players are on their final leg and going to be gone at the end of the year. We also know the A's aren't going to pay for them. They're not going to re-sign them.
Mm-hmm. Well, you do have to admit that the A's have the most handsome lineup in all of baseball.
Very bearded, and therefore I understand your compliment.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Hey, Phil, pipe down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was trying to figure out how to get back to the automatic switching thing.
Tap of the theme one, the team one.
The femur, it's right above the uvula.
The one that says your team.
Yeah, I did that. Now it's still not automatic switching.
Click it again.
You click it again. Oh.
The Red Sox also really came away with a good piece whenever they got Alan Craig from the Cardinals. Same kind of general thing there, where he went from not a great hitter's park to a great hitter's park. They all of a sudden took an outfield that only had 14 total home runs as a total outfield, and now they've added Alan Craig, who averages 20 to 30 home runs a year, and Yoenis Cespedes, the 2-time repeating home run derby champion, which I think that's only happened like 3 or 4 times in home run derby history. I mean, they all of a sudden went from being they're a powerhouse in the outfield now.
But the real home run hitters aren't really doing the home run derby anymore, so it's a little bit of a different sliding scale there.
Well, look at it this year. You tell me if they didn't. The only person that was left out of this year's home run derby that should have been in it was Jose Abreu for the White Sox.
Cabrera
hit in it.
That kid's
Cabrera, yeah, Cabrera won't hit in it, but even then he's starting to fade a little bit. I mean, you had
like
3
last
guys
year?
that are gonna. Well, look at him this year. Go look at his stats this year, Bubba. He's not the same guy.
No, I'm Aaron.
You know he's serious when he calls you Bubba.
Yeah,
I call
that's
him
when it
Bubba.
gets real.
I feel like the starting rotation is stupid good right now.
Well, it's
Which
so
one?
stupid good that they're going to actually have to take one of their 6 guys, probably the Jesse Chavez, who's their now, I guess, the odd man out at this point. It's either him or Jason Hammond, who they just traded from the Chicago Cubs.
Right.
And one of them is going to have to actually be a long man, I guess. Oh, God, we brought children.
Was that a tortilla? What the hell is that?
Yeah, it is. This is a Texas Tech household. He's saying spooky.
You are freaking me out, red hair.
Oh, my God.
He just walked in and started saying spooky.
There he goes. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, the last time we did this show, Aaron, you didn't have a kid.
That's wow. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because he's almost 3 now.
It's been 3.5 years.
Yikes. Now I have 1.5.
Yeah, I know. Because you've got fat.
I don't know if that counts as a half.
Let's see. As of tomorrow, yeah, half.
Wow. You told me before, you find out boy or girl is another boy?
Boy, all I do is make boys.
That's right, because the beard.
I smell a trade.
I can't grow facial hairs. I can't grow facial hair or boys.
Wait, has the deadline passed?
Yeah, I think you guys could still make a trade.
Okay, Brock, let's talk trades.
I will give you one of my girls for your beard.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for children back. I don't want children back in the deal. I feel like I feel like you need to absorb some of the salary.
I think like I'm gonna need a little bit more from you on that end because look at this thing.
It's nice. I'll give you the younger one
You got any prospects?
and the little Tyke's car.
Prospect.
It's pink and purple, and it's nice. Okay.
Now, Phil, I want you to expand upon what you think prospects are in this situation. Is he giving me a sample in a cup situation? Is that what a prospect is?
You know
That is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's.
Yeah.
That is a nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me your beard. Give me the beard. Look.
Oh, that was great.
All right, I got vetoed. The wife came out and told me I can't do that anymore. Something about trading children for beards. It's
Yeah.
not allowed.
Yeah,
It's a nice beard,
My
though.
wife was upset too. She loves
Nice
the beard.
So
Why don't we have another child? Did Aaron die?
No,
Okay.
no, he looks fine to me.
this is just my face.
On occasion, only when Aaron's talking, the whole screen blacks out, and I just get the picture of him like holding his face, which I'm
So-
guessing is his profile picture.
You have a terrible internet connection. That's the problem.
So last night I go to the Ranger game. What's funny is it's not spooky because of the tortilla. It's spooky because of the double ninja effect. But anyway, so I go to the Ranger game just thinking it was another game. Next thing I know,
Elise was there, by the way.
yeah, I saw that after the fact, like this morning. But yeah, next thing I know, we got Michael Young coming out of nowhere, and then Pudge Rodriguez coming out, then the freaking president. Now we're giving Derek Jeter $10,000 cowboy boots. And then they have the freaking president there, and they have Michael Young there, and then some guy that won a StubHub contest throws out the first pitch. I didn't understand.
Well, okay, so Phil, you have to take in what you got to see yesterday, right? So I actually gave the wife 2 tickets to go to the game last night.
That was very
I
stupid.
went and looked, and those tickets were going for $195 a piece, right? This is the last time that Derek Jeter, whether I hate the Yankees or not, I've got love for the guy because he's a fantastic baseball player long term. He's number 6.
No, he's number 2, Brock.
Huh?
He's number 2.
No. Well, he's number 2, but he's number 6 on the all-time hits leader list.
7.
Which-
He's about to pass and go into number 5.
Well, he's number 6 right now.
5 hits away now.
5 hits away?
Yep.
I mean, that's you got to be able to say that, hey, you got to see the last time he ever came to Arlington. Whether they gave
Think
him,
about that, though.
you know,
So-
a whole bunch of cowboy boots, but whatever.
Every stadium, well, yeah, but no other team's going to pull a president out of their ass. So that was kind of big dick whoever has to follow that act on this
Yeah.
farewell tour.
Go to Illinois. We'll dig up Lincoln.
But anyway, but here's the thing: is it significant at all to Derek Jeter that it's his last time in Arlington? No. Who gives a fuck? That's the thing.
It's
Like
significant
unless
to
it's
Jeter.
Boston or maybe if he was from somewhere, I don't even know where he's from. But unless it's
I
Boston
think he's
or
from
his
New
last
York.
game at Yankee Stadium, it doesn't seem to be significant to me. This farewell tour is stupid. And the other dumb thing I heard is that Jeter doesn't like this attention. Horseshit. Otherwise, can I say horseshit in front of your kid? Is that okay?
He's sitting right here, yeah.
Otherwise,
Spooky.
if you don't want this farewell
Spooky.
tour's attention, you don't announce that this is your last year before that. So I don't get why his last stop at every stadium is a big deal, and I don't get this whole narrative that I've heard from a few places that Jeter doesn't like the attention because he's the one that decided to announce this before the year. He knew what was going to happen. It happened with Rivera last year. Did you tell the tortilla ghost to settle down?
Well, did you watch the thing where he announced his retirement before the year? Did you watch that at all? Did either one of you guys?
That doesn't stand out to me now.
Derek Jeter's announcement before the
I
season?
probably did.
Okay, so one of the things that I've always liked about Jeter is he's always come across as pure class. Like, no matter what, 100%, he's always come across as pure class. So when he's given that speech at the beginning of the year, and they're asking him, like, hey, is this an emotional thing for you? He's like, no. I mean, the season hasn't even started yet. It's the beginning of the end. I mean, you don't cry at the beginning. You cry at the end. But then he stops in the middle of the press conference after like 15 or 20 minutes, and he tells the coach, you don't have to keep the guys here for me. Get them back on the field and go practice. I just thought that was the coolest thing of all time. Like, they don't need to be here. Go practice. If we're going to win games, get the hell on the field and go do something.
Man,
I thought that was cool, personally.
And I've heard a couple of sports writers talk about how they're not going to be particularly emotional and seeing go and all that kind of stuff. One of them in particular was like, yeah, we love the captain and all that kind of stuff, but last year, Mariano Rivera, not only was it his last day, but he brought out like Jackie Robinson's family and all that kind of stuff, and there were tears all over the place, and Derek Jeter's going to go up and be like, well, see you guys, bye, and that'll be it. So
Yeah.
here's
That's
a fun.
what you
What do
do.
you think he does with all these stupid gifts that teams give him? What do you do with a pair of like $20,000 custom cowboy boots with a number 2 and an NY on them? And then I'm sure I don't know. I don't know what other stupid shit these teams are giving him. But what do you do with
eBay.
this, a room in his house that he'll never ever go in again that has all this crap in it somewhere?
yeah,
If I were him, I would donate them to some sort of like charity auction or something, That's the best thing to do.
it's
You're never
entirely
going to
possible,
use them.
but
That's
this-
probably what he will do, honestly.
You have to remember that this is a guy that probably has a room devoted to the gift bags that he gives away to the women that come through.
That
Yeah,
is true.
that's true.
It has a little toothbrush and what else do you put in the morning after bag? Or is it the 3 a.m. bag?
An affidavit that it's not yours.
Yeah, morning after pill, a toothbrush.
Beats by Dre.
Yeah, Beats by Dre, just to say, hey, it was nice, but I don't ever want to talk to you again.
I've had many for the ones who lasted over an hour. An
I've
iPod.
had many for anal. You did anal, I've had many.
I take it back. The Beats by Dre are in the I'm Sorry gift bag from Ray Rice.
Along with the headgear. Oh man.
You know it's a bad joke when everybody takes a drink.
That's usually what we do.
I don't want to laugh at that.
Oh, the headgear. Ooh.
Oh, I feel bad for Dave because he's the only one watching this.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, it's live. How do you know that? There's a little button that says live right there.
Because, trust me, he is.
So, fantasy football-wise, Aaron, are you even going to play in any fantasy football leagues this year?
I thought he was in your league. I thought we went through this.
No, he said he couldn't play.
Not that day.
What do you got better to do on a Saturday night?
Child's birthday.
At
I
night?
said night.
I'm sorry?
It said night. They go to bed at like 4.
Phil, I don't think you understand how children work.
No, Aaron, you don't understand how Benadryl works.
Right, or whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like tossing them out on their heads. No.
I got a kid in here right now who's just crying, and once they gave him a little bit of Benadryl and some slapping, they were fine.
A bit of slappy slap.
Yeah.
Or trade them away for prospects and a beard.
And a beard. But you get that little tight car. It's purple and pink, and it's gorgeous.
It wouldn't be
It's so great in your den.
You know I would paint that bad boy.
So your contention is that at 7 p.m.
Well, here's the thing. I lost another person today in the league.
Huh?
I lost another person in my league today. I already filled one spot, but then I lost another person. So, Aaron, if you think that you have it in your heart
You can't do an
and in your
afternoon
wallet,
birthday party. Afternoon birthday party.
You know what I could
be in
do?
Grand Prairie by 7?
I could always join this thing via Google Hangout because this is working like gangbusters.
Yeah. It's not like if anybody else talks, the whole thing doesn't freak out. Again, why aren't we in Dave's basement doing this?
Because Dave doesn't have a basement.
I like that you remember going there 5,000 times and think he has a basement.
Yeah.
I just like to call it his basement. Just because I consider Dave to be a really creepy dude who drinks Monsters at 9:51 p.m.
Yeah, Brock. The times in his basement, that was a totally different thing. Phil and I were not there. There was no show. That was just
You had a ball gag. You had a ball gag.
Yeah,
You had a ball gag.
If you get blindfolded and driven 2.5 hours, you're not still at the same house, just in the basement. Remember that.
never.
Well, they
follow
just
a
kept
hippie
taking
unless-
lefts, so I thought it was okay.
All right. So, anywho, back to planning this birthday party so that we can get you the hell out of there to go do this fantasy draft. Noon sounds like an excellent
Get the
time.
clown. Get the clown. Tip him $20 to get feely with somebody at the party.
Not the kid.
And no, not the kids, like the adults. But,
that's way less weird.
no, it's supposed to be weird, but they can defend themselves. And then the party usually gets called off at that point. Get your gift bag, choose your guy kazoo, bring that to the show, bring that to the draft. I don't care. And then, whatever Smarties you get are mine, because I'm the commissioner and I deserve it.
Wait a second.
And then I'll see you there.
You accidentally just gave me a fantastic idea. We throw a Yankees-themed birthday party for the kid, and we give away Derek Jeter gift bags to all of the kids.
That's a lot of iPad minis. Wait,
That's a lot of anal iPad minis.
Don't you dare besmirch the good name of El Capitan. His gift bags are so classy.
Well, let's hope that you're not having to give away Beats by Dre to little 3-year-old.
No, it would be way classier. We're talking
for you.
No. We're talking
for you.
Scented candles, maybe some lotions.
For the kids?
Yeah, not weird for the kids, just classy.
Right. Okay.
Kids are gonna be like, "What the fuck is this? Where are the sweet tarts?"
Okay, so back to how we can get Aaron into this fantasy draft.
Oh boy.
It's either Aaron or Dave. Dave, you want to play fantasy football?
Dave
no, Beard, you're in.
No, we're live. Dave can't talk.
No, you're right. So therefore, you're in. So he can't defend himself.
Why is Dave drinking a Monster at 9:53 p.m.?
I don't understand it. He's
like me.
Himself. Look out.
Like me, Dave is probably going to be working until 2 or 3. Am I right, Dave?
Yeah. You gotta stop doing all that stuff.
I have to pay for these Derek Jeter gift bags for these 50 kids that are going to be at the party.
Here's an anal iPad mini, please, Brock. Anal iPad minis don't pay for themselves.
Yes, they do.
I earned this. It's mine. You can't take it back.
What do they have to do to earn the gift bags is what I'm wondering.
After just 3 uses, that bad boy's paying for itself.
And we lost Aaron.
I think he got in trouble over the anal things.
All we have is a reflection of Aaron's kitchen.
And somebody's spooky again, I think.
Yeah,
pretty spooky.
Pretty sure he's worn that tortilla out.
So, hey, do you know anybody that wants to join this league?
I don't even know who's in it.
Normal people. Who else do you know? Do you know people?
No.
Dave, you sure you don't want to get down on this shit?
Who? Dave? No.
You can bring your Monster. It's okay. You can drink it all the way up to 951.
Oh, that's sad. It's empty.
He's like, oh, don't worry, I've got 3 more.
Oh, there's a
God.
refill.
That's the worst idea you've ever had in your life, and I drink 2 Monsters a day. That's insane. All right, so what do you want to talk about now, Phil?
I don't know.
Let's talk about college football, so I can sit back and not pay attention.
Oh my God! I think I just shit out a pin cap.
I think you just shit, actually.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this. I'm just gonna pull up some.
Whoa. Go back to Aaron. Hang on. Click on Aaron. What is going on there? Click on his picture. I think. Yeah, he's weirding me out now.
I think he's giving someone the business.
Freaked me out for a second because he was doing some sort of weird dance. There's a hand. You see the hand?
And a banana. Deep throated.
That wasn't a banana.
Deep throated.
I saw your shimmy there, Aaron. You had a nice little shimmy. You were excited for something. Just your hands? Just jazz handing?
Yeah. Is your internet keeping up with that?
Yeah. I got a lot.
Brock, do you use orange lights in your house, or is it just your...
No, it's the I have a light that's out like right there. I just
He's
need
a
to get
working.
it replaced.
He's a working girl tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Never again.
Roxanne. Anyway,
All right,
let's
come
do
up with a
this.
topic. I'm playing the ukulele.
If we want to do a run about how kind of back and forth conversation goes, let me look this up. And you just play the ukulele while I look.
Go, Brock.
So here's a question that whenever you're done playing the ukulele, I'll ask. Have we reached the point where anything that's not PPR is for grandmas and cheerleaders?
Phil,
That's
where's
awesome.
Phil, where is your ukulele, please?
Yeah, Phil, seriously, stop being such a fucktard about the ukulele.
And why is Dave trapped in my nightmare?
Why did Dave open up another monster at 10 o'clock at night?
Oh, that's weird.
All right, so what was your question, Phil?
I said, have we reached the point where anything that isn't PPR is just for grandmas and cheerleaders?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right at this point. Like, it just doesn't make any sense anymore because of the way the whole game has gone from run to pass, or excuse me, pass to run. I know there was an extreme, really bad argument between the two of us a few years ago regarding pass to run and run to pass.
And you were
And I
super
could see.
on the running side?
Yeah, I was like, you're full of shit. Blah, 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 blah. Turns out I was really wrong.
Yeah,
It's
you were.
definitely a pass to run league. There's no doubt about it. What is on your face?
Phil has moved into his bedroom.
So, his bedroom is some sort of bondage-looking mask?
You say that with a question mark like you're surprised?
I guess I shouldn't be anymore. I think to the point at this point now, Phil, where it makes zero sense whatsoever to do any sort of league that's not a PPR league. Whether it even be like a half-point PPR league or a straight-up full point per reception, it just seems.
Yeah, I kind
boring.
of get
It seems boring.
I kind of get the half in some leagues, but
Well, the half is what like a normal league should be now, you know. But like a full point is just kind of, I don't know, it just makes the game that much more exciting.
yeah, and it's really strange that like I talked to some guys that went to some really ridiculously like $10,000 entry fee league in Vegas, and they were doing 1-point PPR, 2-point PPR for tight ends and running backs.
That's
So
interesting.
receivers got 1 point, tight ends and running backs got 2. So
Right.
they had the first pick, and they were seriously considering Jimmy Graham because
Right.
out of all the
It'd be hard not to.
no, I think it was. I'm sorry, it was running backs were 1.5, tight ends were 2. So
I would still think of taking Jimmy Graham first overall pick.
Graham and Gronk right out the gate. Yeah.
it's not someone I talk to real often, so I'll have to check with them. But they were really considering drafting Jimmy Graham. This was last year, so I need to see how that worked out.
Rob Gronkowski. How many games does he play this year?
7? Is that the right answer?
10.
I'd go over
I think
both
10.
of those.
Think so?
Yeah, I do. I think he's going to probably.
So, Aaron, let me ask you this. Aaron, let me ask you this. We have the ability to keep Rob Gronkowski in the 5th round in a keeper league.
In a non-tight end required.
Non-tight end required, but it is a PPR, to be fair. Now, our other options, which is the options that we've already elected to go with, and feel free to tell us that we're being stupid. We can take Forte in the 2nd round, which to me is a no-brainer. That one you don't even think about. We are taking Cordarrelle Patterson in the 10th round, which is one that we have to take because he's a rookie. That's the only person we could take as an extra. We're taking Randall Cobb in the 12th round, and then we're taking Julius Thomas in the 13th round. can you justifiably tell me to get rid of Matt Forte, Randall Cobb, or Julius Thomas for Gronkowski for a 5th-round pick?
So it was, let's review this again because I want to go over it again with you anyway, Brock. So it was Cobb
Forte in the second.
Forte
in the second.
And I don't think anybody's going to argue with Forte in the second.
Absolutely not. He's a top 3 pick.
Right.
Julius Thomas in the 12th.
JT in the 12th.
And Randall Cobb in the 13th.
I mean, just doing some basic math. Let's look at average draft position in PPR leagues. Forte is 3
Thomas is going 37.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
So Forte.
And Julius Thomas is 30th over, or 36, 37.
Wait, I missed something.
Forte's a no-brainer.
Yeah, Julius Thomas, I've got at 29 on this list that I looked at. And
Okay.
And Cobb is.
I would say Cobb is not far behind him at all.
Cobb's 24
Okay.
in average PPR, whereas Gronk.
24th receiver or 24th overall pick?
Overall.
24th overall pick?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And Gronk is 26th. Now, the difference is Gronk would cost us a 5th pick, which is the, 50th overall, right?
Yeah.
And
It's a 70 pick differential.
It's an odd round. Yeah, so it'd be 50th overall.
It's a 70 pick differential.
So essentially, Thomas, Cobb, and Gronk all have very, very similar values. They're all between 24 and 29. They're within 5 spots of one another. But they would cost us a 5th, a 12th, or a 13th. So I think it's a no-brainer to take the 12th and the 13th.
Yeah, like I'm saying, it's a 70 pick differential between the two, taking Gronk and taking somebody else.
Taking Thomas.
Not worth it.
It basically comes down to Gronk or Thomas because Cobb is the highest ADP of all.
I think we take Thomas because we're paying. It's a 70 pick differential between the 12th round and the 5th round.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. Any argument?
I think it's a no-brainer too. What do you think, Aaron?
I mean, if you're talking it's Thomas or Gronk and that being that big of a pick differential, then I can see why you would go with Thomas. But if it's just if you go with Gronk earlier, but you don't necessarily have to take Thomas at that position, if there are other options, I think that Gronk's probably going to outperform what he's wagered for, just because he's been out with injury so much lately.
Well, here's my thought process too, though.
Well, one more thing. The only other item. The only other thing I would say is that there's
now
really
they're
not
making him pay the ukulele.
There's not many people that he's competing with for touches.
Yeah, you're right.
The Broncos are going to be spreading it around a ton. Not to mention that they've got another tight end that can do decently well. So I think that Gronk's going to outproduce what he's ranked at most parts because I think people are sketchy as to whether he's going to last the whole season.
Well, and it's not out of the realm to think that we couldn't draft him anyway. Mm-hmm. The idea is that we don't want to give up the earlier pick to go get him.
Yeah, and realistically, if we wanted to get him, we'd have to draft him in like the 3rd or 4th round. Well, yeah, it's a non-tight end required league, so we might even be able to get him in the 5th anyway.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like getting all 4 keepers if we do that. We are not going to be able to get Thomas in the 12th or Cobb in the 13th or Forte in the 2nd for that matter.
No. It's impossible to get them there.
I think that's kind of your answer, and I mean just the fact that if you asked me straight up, if both were on the board and I needed a tight end, would I draft Gronk or Julius Thomas? That I would think about it for a second. The fact that it's a seven round difference between them settles it all, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's the determining factor.
Yeah. What's the name of the tight end that the Detroit Lions drafted just recently?
The one from Notre Dame?
Yeah, what's his name?
Ertz, yeah.
Yeah. So I just anticipate this guy's going to get a ton of looks this year. I have a feeling that in every tight end required league, you've got to at least look at him in the top 10 just because of how much the Detroit Lions throw the ball around and how much it's going to open up the middle of the field.
They have, it looks like, Eric Ebron.
Huh?
They have Ebron, don't they?
Ebron, I'm sorry, that's who it is.
Yeah, Eric Ebron.
So Ebron's the one that I'm saying, like, because of having Calvin Johnson there, and how much Matthew Stafford throws the ball around, it's just going to open up the center of the field. And I just think this guy's going to get a lot of looks, man. It's hard for me not to tell you to draft him within the top 10 tight ends. Wouldn't you
I
agree?
just don't know, though, man. There's a lot of receivers on that team. There's Brandon Pettigrew. There's Calvin Johnson. The guy that signed Golden Tate. Ryan Broyles started to look good. They signed Kevin Ogletree.
They're running backs. They treat like receivers, so.
I just still see the guy being at least a 6-touchdown,
It could be.
70 catch tight end. I mean, that's a top 10 tight end.
Big 70 catches. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be there. Every time they double team Calvin, he's going to go right up the middle. He's going to be wide open. I just see that.
Don't rule out the possibility that Hernandez is innocent and he'll get signed by somebody.
Hernandez is innocent.
Yeah.
Only the double murder on top of the other double murder.
Yeah, freeAaronHernandez.com. Go check it out.
I broke all my beers. I'm about to go get new ones. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
I've been ordered to go check out a website.
You're checking out a website? FreeAaronHernandez.com? I don't know if it actually exists.
Well, let's see. It is available.
I don't know what to make of Jimmy Graham going 7th overall in drafts.
It's not on screen. It's just showing the desktop.
Good night.
Night.
I don't think you can pay me to draft some of these guys where they're going.
So, Phil, there's a good question for you, right? We're sitting at 10, right, in our league?
We are indeed.
Let's say Jimmy Graham, Arian Foster, and Drew Brees are there. Who do we take?
It's between Brees and Graham. And well, usually we'd have both, but we gave up our 11th overall.
Now let me throw this out to you. Okay, you're saying it's between Brees and Graham, right?
Yeah, Arian Foster doesn't do shit for me.
No, but where are you going to play Graham? Because we've already kept Randall Cobb, Julius Thomas, Cordarrelle Patterson. So you're saying you're immediately going to...
Patterson's spot.
Well, I'm with you. You're going to bench Cordarrelle Patterson, so why would you take a wide receiver when you could have the best quarterback?
Yeah, and if one of the elite quarterbacks is there, if we're talking about... Well, here, let me pull up a list so I don't forget anybody. But if we're talking about Manning, Brees, or Rodgers, then...
Well, Rodgers will be there at 10. I'm going to tell you right now, Rodgers will be there at 10 because of the injury last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he will be.
Well,
the problem is, then we have to guess, can we get Rodgers at 30, which I'm going to guess no.
No, you can't.
I think at that point we have to take the risk pick and go ahead and take Rodgers. I don't think Brees is going to be there either. Manning's already a keeper. He's a third-round keeper from last year. From the year before last, whenever they got him after he was hurt.
Yeah, Rodgers' overall ADP is 25.
So we'd have to take him there at 10, which is overpaying for him.
Drew Brees is 22, but quarterbacks go early in this league, too. So.
Early in this league, yep. So that's the only thing I'm sitting there thinking about. It doesn't make sense to take a receiver. It either makes sense to take a top-flight running back to shore up our running back core.
Yeah, but I don't know that Arian Foster is the answer, because if Arian Foster...
I don't think that he's not the answer, man. I just see a bounce-back season.
Monty Ball, maybe, probably not Eddie Lacy. Maybe
I'm not taking any of those guys at that point. I'd rather take a risk at the middle line running backs at that point.
Maybe Marshawn Lynch. Then you're definitely availables are Le'Veon Bell, Giovanni Bernard, Doug Martin, a lot of guys with risk. Then there's
everybody's name that you just read. If Aaron Rodgers is there, I will take Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is some of those guys are going 10, 20 spots above Aaron Rodgers. Monty Ball's ADP is 11 in PPR leagues.
No, I'm with you. But I mean, I'd rather take a risk and take Sankey in the 3rd or 4th round.
Oh, man. I don't trust rookie running backs.
That's one of the few that I think is going to have a great breakout rookie season.
Who was the last person on Tennessee that had a great year? Chris Johnson in 2007?
And it was his rookie year.
just because he might be the starter in Tennessee doesn't mean he's going to be worth a shit.
Yeah, I'm with you, but at the same time, Eddie Lacy was going to be the starter in St. Louis, and nobody knew if he was going to be worth a shit. Le'Veon Bell was going to be the starter in Pittsburgh, but nobody knew if he was going to be worth a shit.
Yeah, I get that, but they didn't play for
So I
Tennessee.
just proved your point wrong twice last season.
Yeah,
Right.
none of them played for Tennessee. They all played for good teams.
St.
The Packers
Louis is a
and the
great
Steelers.
team?
Huh?
St. Louis is a great team? Eddie Lacy?
Eddie Lacy plays for the Packers.
My bad. Jesus Christ. What's his name?
The
Stacy.
St. Louis Packers.
What's the kid from the St. Louis? God damn it! What's his name now?
You're talking about Zach Stacy.
Zach Stacy. Jesus
And
Christ.
I mean,
You're right. My bad. And you're right. Zach Stacy was garbage.
But nobody was talking about him as possibly being the starter. Nobody had even heard his name until week 8.
Zach Stacy?
Yes.
I had heard his name before week 8.
Oh,
Like I read him in fantasy football magazines and everything.
You're a lying liar. Nobody drafted Zach Stacy last year.
Well,
He
I
was
never drafted him, but he was in fantasy magazines and everything.
Yeah,
I read about him.
So Sankey and him are two very different situations. Is my point. He was a middle of the year merger guy.
Okay,
And,
so you're
yeah,
saying that Sankey is going to be a starter, like Eddie Lacy, and like Le'Veon Bell, right?
Probably.
Okay. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking it's not somebody that I want to necessarily take a risk on, but I could see where if we're having to get a running back in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, I don't think I could spend a 3rd or a 4th on him. But if he's there in the 5th round, it's hard for me to tell you not to take him.
Well, 5th round is one thing, but I mean, who knows? They've also got, and I know none of these guys are studs, but he's not had a. You know
just
nothing about him.
disappeared. Did you notice that? Aaron went from being there to just being gone.
I'm here.
He's back again. So here's my other thought,
none of
Phil.
the other guys on
What
their
do you think
roster-
about taking C.J. Spiller in the 3rd round?
What? Why would we take C.J. Spiller in the 3rd round?
Because I think that he's got the high enough upside to actually be the type of guy that he was a year ago. Not last year, but the year before.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man.
Better offensive weapons as far as wide receivers are concerned. Again, it's a pass-to-run league, like you said yourself.
And still splitting carries.
Yeah, because Fred Jackson doesn't die. He is made out of petrified wood.
Well, they just signed him to $1 billion contract.
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't know,
petrified
man.
is a good thing in a league that requires you to move and run and things.
No, but I mean, he's the petrified in a good way, like boners. Yeah.
That's the quote of the, no. Petrified in a good way.
That's funny. But I don't know, man. I don't understand why everyone, how the hell is Marshawn Lynch's ADP around, end of round 2?
Because they ran out of Skittles in Seattle.
Right. Who would take DeMarco Murray or Arian Foster over Marshawn Lynch at this point?
I would take DeMarco Murray over Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, but you're a stupid Cowboys homer.
No, I'm not. I haven't had a Cowboy on my team in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Look at what the Cowboys did to the offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you're putting a running back that actually showed really, really good production over the last 8 games last year. With
I like DeMarco Murray. I don't know that he's the.
I think Marshawn Lynch has hit that hill, you see runners that do this, where they hit this hill and they start going downwards. DeMarco Murray's 3 years younger. I'm sorry, at this point, I'm going to have to play the age card. It's not a Cowboy favoritism. It's flat out an
So
age
you're saying that DeMarco Murray is going to be better because he hasn't been as good up to this point?
No, I'm saying that DeMarco Murray is going to be better because he's 3 years younger. He hasn't been hit as much, and his knees still work.
To be fair, I think he's a lot more than 3 years younger.
I know DeMarco Murray's 26. I don't know how old Marshawn Lynch is. I'm sure I could wiki it. You want me to wiki it?
DeMarco is 26.
Burn.
And
Told you he was.
Marshawn.
I'm going to say he's 29.
I want to say he's
30.
27.
Oh, no, he's 28. It's only 2. It seems like he's been around a hell of a lot longer, doesn't it?
Well, he has been, though. He's been taking hits a lot longer, though. And it just seems like he's hit that level where he's slowed down. And we know that running backs dissipate at a higher level in this league. DeMarco Murray's hitting his stride. He's hitting his peak. And Marshawn Lynch isn't. I'm sorry. If right now, if you told me I had to take a running back at pick number 25, I would take the risk and go with DeMarco Murray.
So you think he's going to have a better season?
I think he's going to have a flat-out better season than Marshawn Lynch is.
You know what's scary?
Dave, write that down on the board. I'm assuming that there's a board.
I'm writing it. Look.
Lynch is less than Murray. I got it on this.
That's not a Cowboy thing. I won't draft Romo, Des Bryant, or anybody else in fantasy football this year.
Yeah, I like Des Bryant a lot.
I like them.
I like Des Bryant a lot, but I don't think where he's going, I don't think he does us any good.
Well, that's my problem. Is like where people are taking him, I can't take him there. You know, Romo may be an exception because you may be able to get him late enough to where he's under-evaluated so much, but we also live in Dallas-Fort Worth that it won't ever happen.
Yeah, and like Des Bryant, if you want him, you got to take him like
first round, basically. First round, we're in the beginning of the second round. And I'm not doing that ever. The guy's a mental case.
Yeah, but what to your point though about if we keep Forte, Thomas, and Cobb, and we get to the end of the first round and we take a quarterback, now we don't have a pick until number 30.
Yeah.
And running backs there are kind of scary.
Well, I'm with you because
Doug Martin, Andre Ellington,
tier one. I still like Doug Martin this year.
I was going to say, Brock said that Doug Martin could have led the league this year.
Well, and Doug Martin may not even be there. His ADP is 27, so that's a possibility.
I would love to have Doug Martin this year.
Knowing the guys we're in this league with, the guys that are likely going to be there are going to be Alfred Morris, Zach Stacy, Shane Vereen, Toby Gerhart, your boy Sankey, and then a bunch of guys like Ryan Matthews, Pierre Thomas.
I don't mind Zach Stacy that bad, and actually I really don't mind Shane Vereen that much. But the drop off from the tier 1 running backs to the tier running backs is absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's scary. Yeah. So it's almost to the point of, do you want to go ahead and get 2 tier 1 running backs and play with a tier, honestly, 3 or 4 quarterback?
Well, because, then you come back in the 4th or 5th round and looking at quarterbacks, your options become like Stafford, Luck, Foles, which I don't know that
I'm fine with all 3 of those guys, honestly.
RG3, Brady. Those are the guys.
That may be our play, man. I think you're right. I think the idea there is that you lock up the 2 tier 1 running backs and then fall back on the tier 2, tier 3 quarterbacks because I'm fine with Foles, Luck, Brady, Stafford, any of those guys, because they're all going to put up competitive numbers. They're not going to put up They're not going to put up Breeze, Rodgers, Peyton Manning numbers, but they're going to put up significant numbers. And I think Foles could honestly be a top 5 quarterback this year if they keep with what they were doing last year. They just added Darren Sproles to that team.
But they also lost a big receiver.
Yeah, well, he's not big. He's 5'10". But they lost a big receiver in that idea. But they also have Riley Cooper, who's a big racist. So, I mean, that's a big receiver, too, in racism.
And he had his best year last year.
Yeah, well, he was amazing last year. I think there's going to be a lot of really unique talents that are going to come out of the wide receiver position for Philadelphia because of how good Foles appeared to be. I watched him a lot last year, and I'm not necessarily an Eagles fan, but the guy reads the field really, really well. He just seems like he finds the open man. He reminds me a little bit of Romo whenever he first started, where he was just able to make plays out of nothing. The only thing that scares me is that ineptitude to understand when to just jump down on the ball. So he could be an injury risk long term.
Yeah. So rookie round, are we definitely taking Sammy Watkins?
I don't think there's any question. I think we have to take Sammy Watkins.
Our only other option really is Sankey, or you could put Mike Evans.
I don't want to take Sankey there. I just don't want to.
Okay. So then, okay.
The only thing that makes me say that even Sankey is an option is that if we get Sankey there, then we know that we're okay to take a top flair quarterback in that first round.
But are we though? That's the thing.
That's the question. So I'd rather have the badass wide receiver for the next forever.
That's my question. Is Sankey even going to be? I mean, do we even know? How do we know he's even going to be the starter week 1?
I would tell you
they've signed some mediocre veteran running backs on that team too.
My thought process says it comes down to either Watkins or Evans, and I think it's a no-doubter. It's a no-brainer. You take Watkins. You don't even think twice. It's a 100 reception year guy. He's Julio Jones all over again. Right?
Could be. He very well could be. I mean, with a much shittier.
I think he is.
Julio Jones, but still.
Well, I mean, you never know. Never know what's going to come out of there.
I mean, it's not like Mike Evans has a great quarterback throwing to him either, but at least he's 6'6".
Well, that's what I was saying, you know.
The upside to Evans is going to be red zone targets because he's huge.
Yes.
The upside to Watkins is going to be that he might turn about to be one of the top receivers in the league.
Well, I think he is going to turn into one of the top receivers in the league. I think it's one of those deals where if you don't jump on him, you're going to be kicking yourself for years because all of a sudden next year he's your 10th round pick, then your 9th round pick, then your 8th round pick, then your 7th round pick.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he's the way to go. As of right
4
now.
years. You got to go Watkins, don't you think?
And Aaron is peeing again. Yeah, I think it's Watkins. I do, but
how does he make these signs so quickly?
What a weird font choice for a peeing graphic.
Well, he's a graphic designer. That's what he does.
It's very interesting.
He graphs designs.
So anyway, I think that we need to find a way to incorporate some sort of sound effects in this thing. I think that we need some sort of gimmicky thing, like either... I feel like the response time on this is fast enough. We could do like a trivia type thing or something like that. The only downside to that is it takes longer prep to make trivia.
Yeah, there's also no ability to really buzz in.
Oh, you just yell your
can't, yeah, you can't tell who's talking, honestly.
I don't know. We got to figure out something. Maybe you could just have to hit like apostrophe enter, and let the chat decide who is first, because it'll put it in order. So if you just have to do that real quick. Well, but yeah, your cursor has to be in the chat box, but...
Yeah, it's only bad. That's not good. I beat you. I won.
So that's an option. Or you have to type fuckle you. Fuckle you at. But anyway, I feel like this was a pretty good test run, Dave. Did anything else you want us to test at all?
You're not allowed to talk.
What did you say, Dave?
I can talk now.
Did you take it off the live feed or whatever?
No, it's on the live feed, but I figured you guys could sign off real quick. But, you know, Aaron's not here.
He's peeing again if you can't read.
I know.
I don't really think that we put anything together that was worth a show.
Here you go. Phil, ask a trivia question, and Brock and I are going to chime in.
All right. What year was Aaron born?
Ah! See, you're supposed to yell at the same time, Brock.
No, I played by the rules. I put the apostrophe and hit the enter button.
No. You yell, and Google decides because it brings up that person.
Okay.
What color are my curtains?
Bah!
See,
I yelled before that. I yelled first. I yelled first, but I showed up second.
Who did you see, Phil?
I saw Brock, and then when you yelled, I saw it switch to you.
What was the question again?
So since you're the one asking the question, whoever you see first pop up is the winner.
Okay, make it work. Make it work.
Okay, so let me try this real fast, okay? Okay. Let me get to the end of my question, okay? What's 1 plus 2 times 5 divided by 3 times 20?
Applesauce Johnson.
Applesauce was the winner? What's your answer?
Oh, I wasn't listening to your question.
Dave?
I wish Aaron could come back so we could sign off.
It was 100, you non-mathematical fucks.
It wasn't 100. You divided it by 3 at some point.
I did. But it was 1 plus 2 times 5 divided by 3, right? Which is 5, right?
I don't
Times
know.
4.
I stopped listening again.
Times 5. Yeah, okay. It was 100. I'm a mathematical genius. You should know this by now.
I don't think it was 100.
It was exactly 100.
Hey, we should all share our screen and just put up graphics that say gone.
I don't know how to do that.
Aaron,
Aaron!
signing off the show.
Hey, Dave, that's a nice table with a lava lamp that you have there.
Oh, I can draw?
And Brock is caught up.
Yeah, if you draw something on your face, it'll move with your face.
Why is it not drawing?
Why don't I have the draw option anymore? Oh, did you remove it, Dave?
No, I don't think that's an option. I got it. It's under the camera thingy.
Oh, Aaron must be back.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
Hey, you guys sign off, and I'll hit stop broadcast, and then we'll discuss.
So,
Alright.
Aaron, we figured we were done here. Anything else you'd like to add for all of our listeners?
My entire family is asleep, so I gotta go.
Yeah, and you know what? Your team sucks.
All right, well, Aaron, we were just going to sign off here and then do a wrap and then talk for 5 minutes about it, and then you can go.
I'm good with that.
Broadcast.
Okay.
All right, sign it off.